Tom, would you describe our clutch engagement as fierce?
Fierce is a term I've never heard for clutch engagement, but yes, it applies to this car. It was fierce.
Because it says here in the adjusting clutches, transmissions, and axles section of the Dykes Automobile and Gasoline Engine Encyclopedia that when cone clutch troubles are fierce, it is because of the clutch leather being dry or hard, and it can be remedied by applying Neatsfoot or castor oil and first cleaning the leather with kerosene using an oil gun to remove any mineral oil.
That sounds like way too much work. What we're going to do is we're going to see how dirty it is and then just put oil on it, Neatsfoot oil. Neatsfoot oil is for like baseball gloves and leather products. It's not like motor oil. It's for animal skin.
Oh look, we have some right here. How convenient. This looks like it's not brand new. What were we using Neatsfoot oil for before now?
My dad was a big fan of Neatsfoot oil for baseball gloves. That's the only reason I know about it.
How many baseball gloves do we have?
We don't have any now, but he had a lot.
Oh, so this is antique Neatsfoot oil. All right, what happens first?
Well, we're going to take off this inspection cover and we're going to inspect it.
Ready.
Yeah, you can see these are some pretty high-performance wing nuts.
Do you think that it is like an absolute Murphy's Law that if you are filming while removing any sort of fastener, you're going to drop it?
It's required.
Yeah.
So that is the cone clutch, and I don't know if you can actually see it, but the clutch is around the perimeter of the pressure plate.
Sorry guys, you're upside down.
I don't think they can be upside down.
They're upside down. I'm upside down.
And then the flywheel is like a tapered disc in there. And I'll try and press it right now. Maybe that'll...
Is that a official 1915 clutch tool right there?
It's a homemade Dodge Brothers design tool, yes. So now the clutch is disengaged, and you can see it brought, well, I don't know what to call it, the spider thing? You can see how it moves. That's the clutch in and out, you see. And so the lining material is leather around the perimeter of that disc, which goes inside the tapered flywheel, and I hope that's correct. But that's my understanding of it.
So it said that we're supposed to inspect it to see if it's dirty, but you can't even really see it.
Well, I think what they're talking about is in the old days, this would be filthy because the roads were dirt and the grime. This clutch doesn't look that old to me. I think someone's been in here. It's hard to believe it'd be 108 years old. The lining has been replaced, it looks like to me.
Yeah, they had some shiny rivets in there that you'll just have to take my word for.
What I'm going to attempt to do is get Neatsfoot oil up on the leather facing. And in the book, it says you're supposed to fill this halfway up with Neatsfoot oil, but we don't have that much Neatsfoot oil.
That's a lot of Neatsfoot oil.
So if I'm unsuccessful...
Were they just swimming in Neatsfoot oil back then? Was it just Neatsfoot oil on every corner store?
If I am unsuccessful in making the clutch less fierce, we will be doing that by the book later on. But for now, we're going to try the cleaner, gentler way. And I have a pan underneath the transmission because there's a little hole in the bottom of the bell housing to drain out.
All right, let's de-fierce our clutch. I'll switch spots with you since you're coming in that side.
I cannot guarantee this will work.
Yeah, and I mean, if you've done this and we're doing it wrong, after you're done laughing at us, leave us a comment.
All right, I don't even know if I can get it up in there. I mean, it's like ridiculous.
I have to say,
it's going up there.
It's a high-tech situation
get it on
right
the flywheel here. Yeah, I can see it. I'm just getting on top of the lining on that corner. You won't be able to see it, but take my word for it. It's very thorough. I don't know if you can.
So, Tom, as a mechanic, do you recommend this for a modern clutch, a grabby modern clutch? Just jam some Neatsfoot oil in there?
I have never in my life lubricated a clutch. Usually it's the opposite of what a clutch wants. But I would say that new cars would benefit from floor pans that can be removed. I'm going to turn the car over a little bit, get another area there. Luckily, I have a hand crank in the front. So we have a new area. No idea if this is right or not. I tried to find a YouTube video, but there doesn't seem to be one. Bear with me. We're going to turn the engine some more. If you have a Tesla, you might want to add this so you can lubricate your clutch.
You're gonna have to practice that, Tom.
Well, it isn't that easy. Luckily the spark is off, so it's not going to kill me. So with the clutch disengaged, it's not touching the flywheel. So I'm hoping to get a generous amount in there to make our clutch less fierce.
What about this wiener dog? Can you make him less fierce?
I'm glad this thing is only 4-to-1 compression. Okay, I possibly have got a better camera angle and view for you guys to see that. I don't know. Can you see that little corner where it's getting up on top of the leather? Trying to get it to run down. Oiling a clutch in the modern age is pretty strange. But I guess 100 years ago, it made perfect sense. So hopefully this remedies the herky-jerkiness of this automobile and makes it as smooth as it was designed. So here's a fun tech tip. It turns out that when I was turning the engine over, the spider thing was not actually turning because it's actually hooked up to the transmission. So I've come in here and I move it a little bit now to put the oil on it. I was essentially lubricating one area of it very thoroughly.
That area is gonna be real good.
So learn from my mistakes, people. If you're doing this, make sure you turn it.
I was just so excited about getting to use the hand crank. It sort of didn't
I
even
couldn't
occur to
figure
me.
out why it always looked the same when I came back here, but now I know why. So there you go, tech tip.
Teamwork.
Oh, Sam, don't eat the Neatsfoot oil.
Is that what he's doing?
Yes.
Well, it's for animals.
Well,
It will soften him.
no, do not, no.
All right, so we're going to continue this progress.
Or if you want to hand me this.
We're going to continue this process.
How do you know when you've done it enough?
Well, the dog is eating the Neatsfoot oil.
Hey, Stanley. He also has you've oiled the dog. Is he less fierce? Stan, are you less fierce? Arf. You were gonna tell me though when we've oiled it enough.
I don't know. We're going to put it back together and drive it and see if the clutch has a less harsh engagement.
All right. Well, we'll report back when we've done that. All right, look at that. Cover back on.
I don't know if this goes here. Which one's which?
That's the right one there.
Yeah.
Got the little cutout.
Well, this one has all kinds of cutouts in it.
Oh, right. But that makes sense.
Well, we need this little ferrule. This goes on the speedometer.
Yeah, we need that because otherwise we won't know if we're going 25 or 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided the speedometer cable had to live like right here.
Well, where else are you gonna put it?
It's a little challenging to plug in.
It's because your hands are all greasy with Neatsfoot oil. By the way, if you were concerned about the dogs, I did go look up Neatsfoot oil, and it has to be eaten in great quantity to cause harm to a dog. But it is not recommended that they eat it, so it's a good thing I stopped Stanley.
Although he is much softer now.
Less fierce.
All right. This guy right there. Look at that. I don't know why cars still don't have this kind of setup. Wow, this linoleum or whatever it is pretty freaking old. Look at that. It's like an artifact.
Gotta be gentle.
Look at the construction of this board.
That is an extremely fine board. So I assume that Dodge had their boards made. It wasn't like, isn't there a story about Ford, like the packing crate they came in becomes the floorboard?
Yeah, there was something like that. Like the mohair came in oak crates or something like that. All right, that is precision. Not quite right. Good enough for who it's for. So I'm gonna attempt to do a cold start video with this old thing. I think this is the choke. It's got serrated teeth on it. Pull it out about that much, I guess.
Sure, why not?
We'll give it a little bit of throttle, and we'll step on the switch. In the old days, people weren't in a hurry.
Honestly, I think some of our newer cars don't start that good.
Yeah.
How's the clutch feel?
Oh, yeah. I think we've adequately dispersed the Neatsfoot oil.
So are you going to put it in gear and see if it's grabby?
I don't know.
If it's still fierce, oh, keep it running, keep it running.
Oh, just there.
What happens if we put on too much Neatsfoot oil?
It'll just slip. Let me try and let the clutch out a little bit. Oh, yeah. A lot better.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah.
So if we had put on too much and it was slipping, how do you fix that? Do you have to go in there and dry it off? Don't run me over.
You have to fill it with, this is the worst word to pronounce, diatomaceous earth? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not right. I didn't pronounce it
I
right.
don't know, diatomaceous, isn't that right?
Something like that.
Anyway, okay, well that's cool. So then that soaks up the oil and also kills any cockroaches living in the clutch.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot better. It's not fierce anymore.
All right. Good.
There you go.
Ready for the commute.
All that with the parking brake on, too.